Hi, I'm Sven.
Hi, I'm Jordan, and we are two of the TBD
Hashtag
Fangirls.
TBD Fangirls.
Hashtag TBD Fangirls. This is our Vampire Diaries review of episode 417, Because the Night.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing something different this week because we've had some suggestions in our ask telling us that 6 people doing a review is a little bit overwhelming for them, and they just can't, keep up. It's too much for them. So we're decided that we're going to be kind of rotating, and we're going to do 2 people at a time from now on. So let us know if you like this better, and hopefully you will maybe watch the whole thing this time. Maybe. In this episode, Elena and Damon are in New York City.
Yay.
And Damon's there looking for, Catherine. And Stefan is just like, well, Damon, you have to keep an eye on Elena because she's cray-cray now that her humanity's turned off. You need to watch her. And Damon's just like, don't worry, Stefan, I got this. It's gonna be okay. And Stefan's just like, whatever, Damon. BTW, I think Silas is in Mystic Falls. I'm gonna call Klaus. And we're gonna, have a little meeting.
Wink, wink.
So back at the Salvatore house, Caroline is for some reason still at their house. And so Klaus comes over and Caroline's just like, leave. And Stefan's like, actually, I called him. So Klaus and Caroline and Stefan this episode are trying to find out who Silas is. Meanwhile, Bonnie is over at her house with Silas, who is disguised as the creepy, shady Professor Shane. And basically, you just see him being really, really nice to her and saying, yeah, you can do this, you're all powerful, let's go kill 12 witches so I can complete my triangle
thing.
And I can, bring back the other side. You're gonna get this, your Grams and your Jeremy and all that stuff. So they start heading out to do that plan. So in New York, Damon shows Elena to this kind of rundown bar place.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking about his memories of the past in the 1970s, where Lexi and him hung out, I guess, for a little bit. And I guess his humanity was off, so he was trying to, relate to Elena or whatever. Then all of a sudden Rebecca shows up, because she's everywhere. She was following Damon around, because she knows he's looking for the cure, and she has not given up. Despite what Damon said last episode, she has not given up. So her and Elena kind of have a little thing, because now her humanity's turned off, so she says that she's not, as annoying as she was. And, yeah, we have Bonnie trying to kill all of these 12 witches, and Stefan and Klaus and Caroline find out about it, so they go to save the witches, but then they end up trying to save Bonnie, because once the witches find out what Bonnie's doing, they want to kill her. So Stefan's not okay with that. Obviously no one is, except for Klaus. And so Stefan tries, fails, and Caroline ends up going in and stabbing one of the witches, and they all die because the witches are connected. And so now Silas's triangle is complete.
Dun, dun, dun.
Bonnie wakes up later and has absolutely no idea what happened. She doesn't even remember hugging Damon.
Tear. Poor baby.
And we end the episode with Elena trying to seduce Damon so she can get a list of addresses for Catherine, because she needs to go look for the cure, because she wants to get the cure before Damon does. She fails at seducing him, and then Rebecca snaps his neck, and then Rebecca and Elena run off with Damon's car. So we end this episode with Silas being able to do whatever the hell he wants. No one cares. All they care about is the fact that Elena is looking for the cure, and if she finds it before they do, they won't be able to give it to her, and she will not turn back into a human.
Mm-hmm.
So, Spence, what are your initial thoughts about this episode? What do you rate it?
Well, I think compared to the episodes previously that have all been, depressing and dark and dying and setting things on fire, I think I would rate it like an 8.5, maybe 8.75, somewhere around there. Because, like I said, I mean, this episode seems to be more fun. There's more, Elena's partying and she's happy and she gets a new haircut, and we see the sexy 1970s Damon with the eyeliner and the leather jacket, and there's of course the Cleffin and the Claraline and the Cleffaroline and all that good juicy stuff. And Klaus comes in and it tells Caroline, here I am, and she's like, go away. And Stefan's like, don't you talk to my boyfriend like that. So they team up together to figure out what Silas is up to, and they have to figure out, where this triangle meets, where this thing is. So there's some Caroline looks, and Klaus says, people are drawn to darkness, and she's like, that's not true. And he's like, well, who said I was talking about you? Are you sure you weren't drawn to the darkness? And she's like, well, when you weren't an asshole, basically, I thought maybe that, I was attracted to you, but now you're just a terrible person. So that, I liked that at the end when Caroline was like, oh my God, I just killed all these people. He was like, oh, I'm so sorry, but I don't care because you hurt my feelings. I was like, I thought that was really true to his character, because as much as people were like, okay, now give her a hug or kiss her or something, it was true to his character, because when he gets angry, when he gets his feelings hurt, he lashes out and pushes people away. So I like that a lot. But let you get a word in otherwise. So what did you think?
I'd probably give this episode, I think, probably a 7. The reason why it's a 7 instead of an 8 or a 9 is because Lexi was in it, and I try not to put my opinion so much in it, but I'm really not a big Lexi fan, and so I didn't really care for the flashbacks too much.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really think it was very relevant to the episode. I'm the only thing it did, if even, is just kind of show us a little bit about a little bit more about Damon and Lexi's history.
Mm-hmm.
So we can kind of understand why she really, really hated him,
Mm-hmm.
So enough about them. Elena, I said it before, and I'll say it again, that I really, really am enjoying this Elena.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just entertaining, and I think, Nina Dobrev is amazing at
Of
pulling
course.
off this role, like all Elenas, all different Elenas. I mean, of course, I do want her to end up turning her humanity on, but I honestly just don't feel like it's the right time. I feel like stuff happened so fast. Like, I mean, a couple episodes ago, she was a complete mess.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, kind of just to see her in that episode, and now look at her now. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I haven't really even processed that Jeremy is dead. So
Yeah, so how could she?
the fact that, they're expecting her to process this, and they want her to turn her humanity back on. I mean, it's just going to have to be a really slow thing, because it's not just, it can't just all come back.
Yeah.
So I think, I'm of the opinion that it was really good for her to turn her humanity off. I really very much loved Rebecca in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse you.
Yeah, that made me laugh.
That was amazing. Go Rebecca. And I really like Rebecca and Elena working together. Like, I mean, if they could be friends, I mean, that would be awesome. Like, I would really like that.
Mm-hmm.
As far as Bonnie goes, I felt pretty sad that she didn't really remember anything that, happened on the island.
Yeah. She has to
Before
go through it all
Silas came
again.
alive. And, she didn't remember the hugging Damon, and And now I'm kind of like wondering maybe what's gonna happen to her. Like I'm like, does she have her powers anymore, or
Mhm.
what's the deal now? I mean, where does she go from here?
Yeah.
Now that she's kind of like semi-responsible for basically the destruction of the world.
Yeah.
I wasn't really surprised that there was an actual Delana action because I
Neither
kind
was
of
I.
just I expected that,
Mhm.
but I'm glad that Caroline moved forward a little bit,
Yeah.
and I did
Like,
the Cleffin. We
it's
were friends in the 20s.
like,
Remember
yay! I keep
that?
telling you guys, the 20s. You don't know what happened in the 20s.
Who knows what happened in the 20s? He's a whole different man.
Right?
So basically, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. I'm
Yeah,
excited
okay.
for the next episode too,
Mhm.
for Catherine and
Elijah!
Elijah, and yeah,
Yay!
I'm just very excited about that.
Yeah. Me too. I
So,
think as far as teaming up with Rebecca, there were some people that were saying that, it was like, oh, suddenly they're friends now. But I think the fact is, like I said in the last video, um, Elena doesn't really care. Like, she doesn't, I mean, it's not that she doesn't care, but she doesn't feel guilty about going after what she wants anymore. So if she's going to if she has to team up with Rebecca, so be it. Like, sure, she killed me, but, if she wants the cure and she doesn't want to shove it down my throat, so, why not team up with her? And then it leads to a Becklina going after Catherine and, this three-way chick fight thing that goes on.
love it.
Um, and of course there's the Alasia fans who are excited for Elena and Elijah to kiss apparently, and then there's the disappointment from the Kalijah fans who really wish that it was Catherine, but that's neither here nor there. But so yeah, I
Still need
think
a Dobro, guys.
right, it's
Still
still
need a
Nina
Dobro.
Dobrev and Daniel Gillies,
Just remember.
like, come on. um, but yeah, I'm as a whole, I think this episode was really good. It was really cohesive, and like you said, I like that Caroline is moving in some direction, whether or not it's a good direction. Whether the Caroline fans are going to be satisfied with their ending. At least it's something. You never know, because in the next episode, it seems that Caroline and Klaus are somehow involved, though it kind of looked like he was hallucinating, so we'll have to see how that pans out. But I'm excited, so we'll have to see what happens.
Like there will be a lot. I mean, Catherine, Elijah. I mean, we're all excited about these
Right?
characters
It's going to be a good episode.
coming back. Very
Yeah.
good episode.
Yes.
So, if you are a fan of TBD, or if you know anybody who is a fan of TBD, please follow us on Tumblr. It is the #TBD fangirls.tumblr.com. No, a lot of hyphens. And our Twitter is at the TBD Fangirls. We love hearing your feedback. If you have questions for us, or if you have suggestions on how we could make our blog more cool, or what you would like to see in the reviews, then please, please, please send a message to our Ask box,
Yep.
or message us on Twitter or YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
We just love hearing from other fans.
Yeah.
So please do that.
Yeah. And I just wanted to add one more thing. I think this is on behalf of all of the TBD fangirls. When I say that we try to be as respectful as possible to every ship. We don't intend to offend anybody. This is our opinions. We don't speak for anybody else but ourselves. This is just what we feel. Our reviews. What we think of the episode. What we think of all the characters. So again, we don't intend to offend anybody. If for some reason we do offend you, don't be shy. Let us know, and we'll try not to do it again. So yeah, just again, if you have suggestions for us, if you have anything that you want us to talk about, anything you're excited for, any kind of anything, just also we ask that you please be respectful as well, because we are trying, and we're not perfect, but this is something that we like, and hopefully, you'll like it too. So yeah, next week you will be hearing from Britt and from Kat, on episode 418. So look forward to that. Okay?
Bye.
Bye.